You're tuned in to RX'D Radio. We're going.
What's the deal? I'm kind of getting turned off the idea of a neon sign. I'm really good. I want to open up the first 10 minutes to like interior decorating cues for the studio. Because so far, we have Jacked Pikachu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that Trep? Did Trep put that there?
The MJ, yeah.
MJ, shout out to Entrepanier Articles of Style. That's the most stylish thing we have in here.
Yeah.
That from we got when we were down in Tampa. And that's really it. Obviously, Tony.
Yeah.
The new
Tony
addition.
Bourdain.
But I feel like your side is a little bland.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I put stuff up, but it's just going to get weird.
But so this is my thing. Is like you have a setup that allows for like a lot of little trinkets.
Yeah.
And we could hang stuff on the framing.
We could.
Give me like a top 5.
What I would put up there?
Or what you're going to put up there. I want you to put up whatever dumb shit you want to put up.
Yeah.
Like that wall is yours.
Yeah.
So
Well-
that's I mean that's an homage. Right? That's the shrine. So I got Tony.
I'll probably do the Goodwill Hunting. I got a good Goodwill Hunting poster.
Interesting.
That's
That was
pretty-
my top 3 for you.
It's pretty synonymous with me.
Goodwill
You know?
Hunting. I thought maybe Rodman
Yeah.
and then some bullshit movie I've never heard of.
I mean, I do have a Good Times poster, so that falls in line.
I was thinking maybe a Training Day.
Yeah, I could do a Training Day
Training
vibe.
Day would be a good one. We got to figure
Little
that out.
poo butt ass. But I bring that with me everywhere I go. The poo butt ass.
It's on brand. On brand.
Yeah.
What would you put?
In my section over here,
Yeah, because Lundo,
fucking
go to
TV.
Sweat Cam.
I'm already on
He's on
Sweat
Sweat
Cam.
Cam.
Oh,
All right.
Sweat
Yeah,
Cam.
there it is.
Hey, shout out to contractors who don't fix the air conditioning. Appreciate the hell out of you guys.
What are you gonna get?
I'm going to probably continue to add some acoustic paneling in here to make it sound better.
You're the
And
only
that's
professional
about
in the
it.
room. I was hoping like little thumbtacked Polaroids of your cats.
Oh, yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll put little fucking Ophelia right there on the board. And then,
Ophelia?
yeah, Ophelia.
How complex do these names get?
Just one cat.
You only have one
Just
cat? For some reason, I thought you had a multitude of cats.
Well, if you have one, you have 10, I think.
Yeah, you're immediately the cat guy in the room.
Okay, so I've been having to like fucking rein that in because my fiance wants 150 cats.
Really? I mean, I understand that because I hate people, but cats are marginally better than people.
You
Just
gotta
by
meet
it.
my cat though. She's pretty
Says
dope.
every
Says
cat.
every
owner
cat.
No.
Right? It's like I'm not crazy. Says the crazy one.
My cat acts like a dog. Like when you
Heard it.
when you come inside the house, she'll run up to you, roll on the ground, and be like, "Meow, I'm a
Yeah.
fucking cat."
But my thing is, does she act like a dog when someone's breaking into your place?
No, she'll do the exact same thing. She'll run up to the robber and be like, "Meow, meow, 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 meow."
And then just like scratch my belly or something.
Pretty much, yeah.
Useless.
Yeah, I
The
guess
place is getting
in that
jacked.
sense that my cat can't protect me,
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like
pretty useless.
I'm obviously like a very big dog person, but as I've grown older, I've seen the utility of them from like a working standpoint. Like if I'm going to have this other thing that I need to care about, like caring about other people is the hardest thing for me. It's so, and look who I'm talking to. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
I mean,
So it's like, okay, if I'm going to do the ancillary benefits have to outweigh how inconvenient it is for me to care about other things. So for a dog, it's like, okay, it has to be 6 foot, 220. It has to be a me
a
when
big
I'm not
dog.
there. Yeah, that's a Great Dane. That's what's going to be coming down the pipe next year. It's a Great Dane.
I don't think I think enough about the utility of things I spend a lot of money on.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Yes, those
There's
are
no
joints.
There's no benefit to these. I don't even want to crease them. I can hardly walk.
You're
I
one of
walk like
those?
Frankenstein.
See, they're meant to be worn.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I mean, if we go to shoe cam and we look at those things,
Yeah, but these
We
just
look at these.
All these just need to do is get dusted. Lundy, where are we at here? Right?
Here.
Like these are the AFs. They got the little, the duck boot fashion going on. All they need to do is clean them, then they're back to normal. I cleaned my tens the other day. I'm not opposed to cleaning them. It's just they're meant to be lived in.
I mean, these could be lived in, but they have to be lived in well.
in the right places.
How much
Correct.
of that is because what was your thought process behind that selection of that shoe?
These are just the ones I've always wanted.
Okay.
Literally the ones I've always wanted.
I get what you're saying there. Yeah, it's that's an interesting. I like the signaling that comes from that because it's like the if you know sort of thing. Because most people will just walk right by you and have no idea,
But
which
if
is
you know,
the way you prefer. But now here's my problem with you. that's how good. What was the thing you said to me when we were in Miami? You know who I have no respect for?
Yeah.
I'm writing. I'm waking up in the morning. I'm like, it was his first day in town. I'm used to just chilling, do my little morning thing. I just get my coffee. I sit at the table. I start writing. And he's just like in my head, like just sitting there next to me, just going, you know what I have no respect for? And then just continues on to like shit talk a bunch of people.
Which apparently is not a normal way to start a conversation.
No, as we've been finding out.
Is it a normal way to start a day though? I mean, ready to go.
It's how I start my day.
It's like he dreams about people he resents. Yeah. And he just wakes up and was just like his conscience takes over and he's just like, oh, okay, I'm going to finish this thought for him. What do you do if someone approaches you and knows those shoes?
I usually just go, all right, thanks, man.
And that's probably not the response that most people are expecting when they run into someone who spends that kind of money on shoes.
I guess not.
Because I need to entertain it.
Yeah.
Like I was in where was I? I was in the airport a couple weeks ago. And someone stopped me and he had the off-white UNC ones on, which are like, those are a couple $1,000s. And I was like, oh, like, you know, just kind of nice shoes. And then I was wearing a similar pair. And then it was like, we had to enter into this socially constructed conversation that like, I have to talk to this guy now about his shoes and it's going nowhere. I'm like, and literally as I was doing this, I'm like, this would frustrate the hell out of Killian.
Yeah.
But also it's like, you know what you're getting into when you wear those shoes.
I guess. But this comes down to what you said was like you having to care about another human being so hard.
Right.
Me having to give a shit about anything anyone says is exhausting. Like, I like these shoes because they're mine and I like them. And if some guy's like, well, I have these, I'd be like, fuck you. Like, why are you talking to me? No, I'd nod and stuff, but in my head, I would be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because you want to. Has you ever been to a point where you wanted to get something but knew not the backlash, but knew that like, oh, this is going to be, I'm going to have to dedicate time to this.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
What?
Probably a pair of off-whites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones were you looking at?
Like the actual like off-white.
Oh, like the off-courts or whatever.
Yeah, like the low vulcanized reds or whatever with this stupid tag. And I went like, man, someone's gonna talk to me if I wear these shoes.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
Or like Yeezys.
Yeezys are just stupid.
No, dude, the foam runner.
Can we
pull up the foam runner?
Yeah, let's pull them up. Because
someone who listens to this podcast has got to have my balls on this and say that these are sick.
Lundo, have you seen these things?
I believe so.
This is like, I want to watch Lundy's reaction because this is like two girls, one cup of shoes.
I have seen these and they're fucking
They look like they should be in the Royal Ontario Museum.
I cannot think of another shoe that exists, and I hate Kanye West, but another shoe that exists that literally is this cool.
Try literally anything,
dude. It's a daily exercise for me to not buy these.
Come on,
this is how I exercise self-control, is by not purchasing these shoes.
Lundo, what's the tag on those?
They're cheap, man. They're like $450.
That's cheap.
But for that,
dude, look at these things.
It looks like spray insulation is what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like mono expansion foam. Like you put those in your brick in between your house when their bees are getting in.
You can get them for $297 US. Very
and I
cheap.
think you can buy them. You at one point could buy fake ones at Walmart, and then someone caught on.
Walk me through the thought process here. Like, what is so appealing about them?
Because there's nothing that looks like that shoe in the universe.
Because it's terrible.
No, dude, it looks like
this is what I don't understand.
It looks like Alien. It looks like it's drawn by the artist who drew Alien.
But like, look, the artist that drew Alien, and that worked for what we needed Alien to be. I didn't need Alien on my foot.
Oh, dude, I need it.
That's so dumb.
I need it so bad. I need these
someone,
shoes.
Please, for the love of God, send this kid a pair. If you wear them on the show,
dude, I will I will train in them.
Not with me, you won't. That's gonna be the signal. He's like, now he's gonna buy them. He's like, oh, I don't follow.
These things are so cool.
Terrible.
I don't know.
So the thing is,
Kanye?
This is I have twofold issues with this. One, I don't like them because they're stupid.
Okay.
But second, I don't like them because they're stupid and they're Kanye.
See, I don't like Kanye. Well, asterisk. I don't think Kanye's a genius in the way that people see Kanye as.
I think people who think Kanye's a genius are stupid. Because it's like, maybe from where you're sitting, he might look smart, but that's a very low bar.
That's kind of like, when they put the camera really low so a guy looks tall? Same idea.
Right.
You're like, yeah.
The whole world is just shooting up to Kanye.
Yeah.
Because the whole world is stupid.
But it's like, I think he's a genius, not for what people see him as, But for the fact that he's pulled the wool over everyone's eyes and made it seem like he's like an artistic genius.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he's a marketing genius. He's not actually that great at anything, but he's just made you believe that he is.
I feel like a marketing genius this day and age is you can stumble into it where in times previous you couldn't.
But I just think because he's replicated his success in a commercial sense again and again is what allows him to be that genius. He didn't stumble into it once. Like, he's blasting out so many different kinds of Yeezys. These fucking shoes.
Yeah.
The slides that look like the thing they give you at the hospital. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, I think, I don't know. I'm not inside his head, obviously, but I would say that the fact that these sell gives some credence to his understanding of marketing.
Yes.
But also, like, all of these things could be happening in spite of what he does, right? Not because of what he does, which is always like an interesting phenomenon to think that, you know, what was he's locked himself in a fucking, he locked himself in a stadium?
Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Where is that? What city is that in?
Hotlanta.
Yep.
Right. Didn't all right, so here's my big thing with this is didn't people get locked in a stadium before? Wasn't that Hurricane Katrina?
Ooh.
Isn't that a little bit insensitive?
Too soon.
Too soon? It was like 8 years ago.
I mean, but it's on brand because Kanye was a big part of that Hurricane Katrina thing.
What do you mean? He's taking the
He's handing out water bottles and shit.
When he stared into the camera and went, George Bush hates black people.
Oh, right.
Was that then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I just think he's a guy that does stuff and it just happened. Like, I know people, we talk about what was the movie? Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is not far off the way some of the kids we grew up with live their lives. Like,
Yeah.
every mistake you make is the wrong mistake, or every decision you make is the wrong decision. I feel like Kanye just runs through life, and rather than like stepping on a bunch of rakes that smash him in the face, he's just stepping into bags of money. And none of it is because of what he does. A lot of it might happen in spite of what he does.
I think he's just caught on and captured like this almost like FOMO thing, right? It's not even people's fear of missing out on something. It's people's fear that they don't understand because they're not smart enough.
So he's
to
like, he's the
understand.
conspiracy theory of artists.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's how conspiracy theories
Yeah.
work.
It's like, these shoes are, dude, obviously stupid.
Right.
And that's why I like them. But it's like, people are buying these, I think, out of the fear that they don't get why they're cool.
Right. So the assumption is there's someone out there who understands and could
Correct.
validate this.
Yeah.
But the validation is actually in the mass collection of people who are confused, and there is maybe no wizard behind the curtain.
Correct.
That's as good an answer as I've ever heard for why the fuck someone would put one of those on their feet.
And I
like,
think,
you gotta love the two-tone joints.
Yeah, those
are
ones.
the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Those are the best ones.
No, those are terrible.
Oh.
Now the thing is, I've never seen. Is there a picture of him wearing them?
Oh, for sure, dude. And he's like dressing like me on a weekend. You know what I mean? Just got some dumb sweater on.
Yeah. Can you get like a
cargos?
TMZ shot of Kanye? Like, just like, what does Kanye wear when
There he
he's?
is. There's
Dude.
Dr. Kanye.
That's me picking things up
Dr.
off the
Kanye?
floor on my way through my bedroom.
Somebody give him a doctorate somewhere.
Yeah, Shaq's got one. Dr. Shaquille O'Neal.
Boom, look at those.
Honorary
He's
doctor
got
in
the
education.
champion sweatpants on, the gray socks, and the foam runners.
No, that's such a
This guy's sneaking his way out of rehab
So
in that
you-
outfit, man.
rehab, a mental institution. He's unwell. Like, did you see that Rogan thing he did like maybe 8 months ago?
When he just started praying?
You can't do that, right? You can't do that.
I mean,
I think he's like, look, we have 9 billion people in the world, and like, just the stars are going to align.
Yeah.
Like, I know so many people that just get walloped by life.
Yeah.
And it's just to no fault of their own, not because of what they do. In spite of what they do, life just smashes them. Like, bad relationship after bad relationship after, like, I knew people, like, if you ever had to deal with bed bugs, you should hate Kanye West. You should hate, because here's a guy, like, what a shitty problem to have. Bed bugs. Like, of all else, like your cell phone bill and the Instagram changes a thing, and then all of a sudden you go to sleep and you're just covered with like gnats. And this guy wakes up, puts those up, and makes $1 bajillion.
but isn't there something like, it's weird because I see this and to me it's like, isn't it exciting that there's a guy on the opposite end of that transaction where it's like, in spite of everything, can never do anything wrong?
So it's like the Bruce Willis, Samuel, or what was the movie? Unbreakable. Where it was the two ends of the spectrum where fucking, was it Samuel L. Jackson? No.
Yeah, there's Mr. Glass.
Yeah,
and
Mr.
Bruce
Glass
Willis.
and Unbreakable.
Yeah.
I don't think that's comforting to
Oh,
anyone to know that this guy floats through life.
But that shows you how uncomfortable my existence is. That's comforting to me. The idea, like, there's a guy doing nothing well and just is so good at everything.
Doing nothing good, but doing well.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
amazing to me.
Now, contrast, because it's weird how these guys always come up in a pair when it comes to marketing. Musk
Yeah.
or Yeezy, who's better?
Oh, Musk.
Okay, all right, good. We agree on something for the first time in
Well,
seemingly
wait. No.
months.
Pause.
I love it immediately. I've dated people like this.
No. Kanye.
No, wrong.
No, we talked about this because
Go.
Musk is marketing products that do advance civilization.
He's got good shit.
But look, he made
Yeezy
the
does
No.
not.
Right, that's fair.
The foam runner does not save the planet. Electric cars may possibly at some point.
But flamethrower,
Sick.
tequila,
Also good.
the
Both in
baseball
combination.
hat. I think I gotta go. In combination,
Yeah.
you're 2 for 1. Get a BOGO. Buy a flamethrower. Get a half bottle off Tesla tequila.
Flamethrower, tequila, and that new truck. That new truck is effectively the foam runner
Yeah,
of shoes. Let's pull
100%.
up the truck with the shatterproof window that shattered.
So did you
with
hear
the
about why that
baseball.
happened?
No.
Because they never tested it sequentially, and then the vibration of the hit to the door
Yes.
changed the integrity of the
Right.
glass, and then they fucking come in with the heater. And
If this isn't the coolest fucking truck you've ever seen, this podcast is over.
so
right
here's
now.
my thing. It's like, oh, I see the bed now.
It's
That's
the
first time I've
fucking
actually
DeLorean truck, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's sick.
I hate it less. I would never buy it.
Dude,
I'm waiting for this
want
fucker to roll out square wheels.
I want to roll up in that thing.
That's the beauty shot, isn't it?
Perfect.
I want to roll up to this studio in that fucking truck and get out in my foam runners
What's the
and
tag?
make you have to hang out with me.
What's the tag on the truck? They're not.
It's actually not that expensive.
So here's my thing with Musk that I think is better. I have my buddy Mike Rubinetti. Shout out Rubes, wherever camera I'm in. He fucking hates Musk because he's a con artist. Like apparently he never actually started Tesla, that some other guys did, and he just took it over. Which is like, don't hate the player, hate the game. But it's like, at least Yeezy delivers. Like I can order foam runner. I can go into a store and leave with foam runners.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I can't go into a Tesla store and leave with a car, but I can leave with less money. So like that to me is like he drop ships all of his shit essentially. He's like, you give me my money and then I'll make it. Like how long is there's like a new Roadster that they've been working on, if I'm not mistaken, the new Tesla Roadster, and they've sold so many of these things and haven't fulfilled an order. Like how far backlog they are on even like the Model S's. It's like, yeah, you're gonna get it in 6 to 8 weeks.
This is not even available until as production nears in 2022.
Well, here's an interesting thing that's been brought to my attention about this is they've been selling as an add-on to all their vehicles, self-driving. And it's like a thing that you pay into like monthly, or maybe it's a down payment when you buy the car. It's like, do you want to have self-driving capabilities? And they've been selling it for years, and you can't actually use it.
I still think there's more return on investment when it comes to anything you buy that's a Tesla versus Yeezy. Like again, with fashion, you're literally buying something out. You're buying something knowing you're going to throw it out.
Right.
Like that's how fashion works. It's like, I'm buying this today to literally throw this out in 3 months.
That's fair. So you're thinking that Yeezy is better because of the planned obsolescence of fashion. That
Correct.
He can, yeah, but that's something that exists devoid of Yeezy's involvement in the market or not, right? Like, remember in the 90s how stupid electric cars used to look?
Yeah.
Right? So I think Musk is probably, maybe takes the upper hand there because he took something that was like, people are going to buy slides. Whether they look like they took them off some
That's true.
mummy's
That's
feet and
true.
wrapped them in foam, or, whether it's a Jordan slide, whether it's a Gucci slide,
Yeah.
people are going to buy slides. Where it's like people were not going to buy electric cars.
It's true.
And then he came around and then did. I honestly think if you dropped this in the 90s and said, I don't think that would be cool.
No, it wouldn't.
Like if Bill Gates tried to sell that,
No.
they'd be like, look at this nerd. Look at this stupid thing.
Yeah.
But what you're buying is like you're buying that slightly Asperger's.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. Like that the way this guy can influence markets. Like after the SNL thing,
Yeah.
when like Tesla dropped or some shit, and then Dogecoin, he put Dogecoin literally on the map by
Yeah.
putting it in his Twitter bio.
And then effectively like destroyed crypto for 12 to 15 weeks after.
Are you in still?
Nah,
You're out?
It was boring.
What's the deal with it? How's it doing now?
It's great. It's going to Ethereum's up as per this podcast 14% in the last 15 days.
Do you follow it still? Clearly.
Yeah.
But you're out.
Not fully out.
Not fully. I still it. I couldn't. I can't invest in things I don't understand.
Oh, dude, I don't understand anything.
So you invest everything.
And money's just a fantasy thing that we've created.
As is these shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you any involvement in crypto there, Lundo?
No crypto for Lundo.
Yeah, I don't know. It all seems to every time like I update my iOS and there's like bugs in my phone, I'm like this is why, because I don't need bugs in my money. I don't need there to be a little bit of a glitch. Like when I was in Tampa and I had that shit where my entire bank account got drained.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need that with crypto.
Yeah, see, I just was like, this seems entertaining, and like there seems to be like more action in it than investing in something and waiting years for it to be worth something else. I'm like, oh, I can invest in this and it could be worth 0 tomorrow or a lot tomorrow. This is exciting.
So you like the idea of day trading?
Yeah. I was like,
More
I'm not
so than
interested in
investing.
investment for any kind of smart
Yeah.
reason.
So the GameStop thing would have really interested you.
Yeah, but it was too like meme worthy.
What? How is that a line in the sand where you can wear those fucking, like, there's nothing more meme worthy than those fucking shoes.
Yeah, but it was just like, it was so dumb. Like everyone like getting behind GameStop and like not really understanding how the stock market worked. It was annoying.
Yeah. But I think that was what they were trying. That was the upheaval they were going for.
Yeah, it was
Right.
just.
I think you needed to have that influx of base level people who don't get how the stock market works, which I would say is most people who operate in the stock market.
It just became so like it's just like a bunch of people thought that they were like fighting old money by doing this thing with their phone, and it just seemed really cringy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost the equivalent of people who are like marching for a movement, but they're really just there to rip off Foot Locker.
Pretty
Like, I'm
much.
really just here to throw a brick through a
Yeah.
window and snatch and grab.
That's
and get
kind of
out.
what it felt like.
Yeah,
Like if
but
like
I can
do
fly the flag of like, hey, BLM.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I'm just trying to get the new joints, trying to get the foam runners.
Yeah.
And then when in actuality is you're just being an opportunist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't trust that. Like, I just don't trust the stock market in general, which I guess is a fair assumption. I guess
mean,
all investments
yes.
are risky by their very nature, but that idea of, because it's like, if you ever play blackjack,
Yeah.
so blackjack's like a team sport,
Yes.
right? So like,
can
I'll
understand
play
this.
whenever I play blackjack with this one friend who kind of like knows the rules and the odds, I do well. The second someone else sits down at the table and their perception can change, like, you know, you're going to stay on a soft 12 when the dealer's showing a 10, you got to hit that. It's like, that's what the stock market is to me. I'm at a blackjack table gambling and I know no one else at the table and no one knows the rules.
That's fair. See, like I don't like gambling like at a casino because it seems just very much like probability and chance.
Right.
I don't really like that. Like I like gambling on sports because I can make a more educated, obvious guess of something.
Fair.
Again, like anything can happen, but I can make a pretty good guess. I know who these teams are. I know where they're playing. I know what players match up against other players well. I can make a good guess at how this is going to turn out. With the stock market, there is some level of understanding that can go into it too. Like I can understand the trends in business. I can understand when things return, when people file for what they file for, you know, changes in the news. Like you can watch a lot of things and potentially guess better. But where was it? Like Harvard or Princeton or something? They did that thing with a monkey where they had a dude in the stock market pick a bunch of companies and a monkey do it. And the monkey ended up getting a better return. And it was like, really, it doesn't fucking matter. Like just pick anything.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, I'm sitting on my computer anyways. I've got X amount of money. I can go on GOAT, or I can buy some of this stuff and maybe it makes me money back. Like I know that these are going to lose me money. There's a potential that Ethereum won't.
I guess the one difference that I would see is with stock markets versus sports, it's different further there again because you can't have an influence on the outcome of the game.
True.
Like you're like, I'm going to take the Pacers, covering the spread. It's like, well, that bet on whatever gambling website you use is not going to like, oh my God, Killian bet $300 on the Pacers last night. Did you see that? It's like, that's not going to have effect on the outcome of the game. Where it's like, my issue is when, the people in the boat can actually change the tide. It's like, wait a minute, what? Like, no, because I trust no one.
Yes.
Like I walk down the street, even in my neighborhood, I'm just assuming someone's just going to go postal and just start like shooting people. So it's like, I don't trust that alone in front of a computer making decisions with larger sums of money, because it's like everyone is the same.
That's fair.
Like, everyone is so irrational, emotional, like so primally driven that it's like you just see one little trend or one little like everyone jumps on board. It's like and then it's like the market like freaks the fuck out, and that's just a collective of a bunch of stupid people making irrational decisions.
Well, I think that's the thing where like I'm obviously no one to advise people on finances, but it's like the safest investment is saving itself. Like just don't spend the money that you have. That's probably like most risk adverse investment portfolio is just don't do anything with it. Just leave it in your bank and make the least percentage interest. Then there's like slightly risk adverse, which would be like, dividing it across, some kind of like multiple, dividend based fund. And then there's like, you could go to something else. You go to day trading, go to crypto, and it's like you become more and more risk adverse as you go. So it depends on like what your risk adversity is. Like number one, like don't invest money that you need.
I think that's number one.
Like if you're going to invest in cryptocurrency, it better be money that you never need again.
Yeah.
Like, the money I put into cryptocurrency is like money I would waste on other things. And every time I went to waste money, I just bought Ethereum with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this has got to be better than blowing it. So it's like, it was never money I needed. So there's never a risk. So I was never risk adverse with it.
That's fair. I don't know. I was interested in it for a bit, but just like with the volatility of everything right now, I'm just pulling my money out.
And my thing is like, I like to just be ignorant. I don't know how any of it works, and I don't know which one's the best. I just bought whatever.
But I think that's as smart of a statement around that topic as you can have, because I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah, because people that talk to you about crypto are really annoying.
Yeah, there's a lot about it. I don't like investing in things I don't understand.
Like that's what I like. Because I can't be upset if it doesn't go my way. But if I think I understand it, and then...
But no, not even that. Like, I just want to understand the technology.
No, I don't care.
Like, I know roughly how cars work. Like, that thing has 36,000 MacBook batteries woven together in some series, probably under, like, the middle of the car. And then there's wheels and there's things that happen and it turns. I get that. I know where the key goes. I know where the button is to start it. I don't know how crypto works. It's just a bunch of dollars and cents on a screen.
Yeah.
And then it's cross-validated a bunch of other places, and then that means no one can steal my money. It's like, I bet you someone figures it out.
I mean, probably.
Like, could you imagine if the whole world economy was tied up in crypto and some fucking kid in Reykjavik figured it out?
That'd probably suck.
You think?
Maybe. But who cares?
Apparently not you, which is crazy because you have money in crypto and I don't.
Yeah, but again, it's money I would have thrown in the garbage.
Okay, but you wouldn't have.
But I would have wasted it on something.
But there has to be things that you purchase that you find value in, permanence in.
Sure, but like, dude, you walk past a wall of shoes, and every shoe that's not on your foot, it's kind of a waste.
I'm out of shoes. I have all my shoes now.
But that's the thing. Like, I walk past all the shoes I have, and I just go, I just wasted so much money on all
Really?
this.
You think? Do you get buyer's remorse?
No.
No?
I don't get buyer's remorse because I know I'm an idiot. I just look at it and go like, did that again.
Interesting.
Like, the thing is like, I'll have all these shoes. I'll just wear the fucking Air Costanzas all the time.
Those are growing on me.
They're pretty great.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, if I added all that money up, it's like, yeah, I probably could have done a smarter thing with it. Or it's like you go out to a restaurant and eat, and then you're like, well, it blew all that money. It's like, that could have been something, or it could have been nothing. But it's like, effectively, like, regardless of if I buy things that have importance to me, I feel the ridding myself of those funds is wasting it to some degree.
Question. Your place is on fire.
Yeah.
What are you grabbing?
Oh, man. Honestly, probably nothing.
Come on. Laptop. Fuck you. No, I'm not letting you slide on that. No way. Laptop. Those joints are coming.
Would I take these?
Dude, you spent $1,700 on shoes. You're grabbing those fucking shoes.
Yeah, I guess I grab these. And
Because like, what holds attention from a monetary value, and then what holds your attention from a sentimental value? 'Cause- come on, get the fuck out. You're not like, well, place is on fire. All right, I'm out of here.
You got renter's insurance, or you're good to go?
Oh, no, I got renter's insurance because I have to be able to produce it at any time. That's what the lease agreement says. I don't know, man. I guess I'd grab these because I spent some money on them. And then I grab like fucking... I don't even know.
I'm going to light his house on fire just to figure out what he did.
Find out what happens.
I don't know.
Come on.
That's such a hard question because like I'm moving right now, and like I have these drawers full of stuff, and I just threw the whole drawer in the garbage. I didn't even look through what was in there. I was like, I don't remember when I opened this drawer, and I just tossed it in the garbage.
But is it like batteries and a fucking remote to something you don't own anymore? Like,
maybe,
yeah,
who
scrap
knows?
that.
But even like clothes, I just like, there's so many t-shirts. I just throw them. I don't even look at them.
That's dumb.
It's
So no,
fine.
bullshit.
Another
Because I've seen
t-shirt.
you wear the same t-shirt.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I guess I would just grab these shoes and my Forrest Gump t-shirt. Because, like, that's pretty cool.
Bullshit. I'm lighting your house on
Do
fire.
you own anything that's like a one of or something that you can't replace with money? Like, is there anything? Because in that regard,
Are you
then
taking that
fuck
dumb
it.
hat? Because if I don't get to see that fucking hat again, I'll light your place on fire.
No, I'd fucking throw his hat in the garbage. Man, maybe at one point I had, like, stuff that was like, oh, one of one. Or, like, stuff I held sentimental value. And, like, as I get older, sentimentality is just slowly bleeding away. I just don't even care.
Really? Oh, no. I think I have more now. I hold on to more stuff that's sentimental to me than I ever have.
No.
Come on, like shit your like friends gave you or nothing.
What have you gave me the pen. I take
Dude, that fucking pen better make it out of that place.
Yeah,
if you've lost it, I'll cut you.
the pen makes
I'll cut
it
you
out.
with that
the
pen.
Mont Blanc pen I'll take. Yeah. Honestly, no, I just leave.
Unbelievable. Can't.
But I think I've steered away in life from like investing in things that at some point would make me upset to lose them. I think that's what it is. The safeguard is like, I just don't do anything that I'd be like, oh, I'm upset if something happens.
I'm not a shrink, but I've talked to a lot of them, and that seems like a problem.
Dude, it's definitely a problem.
Okay.
I have this Supreme t-shirt with like Buju Banton on. I'd probably take that.
I fucking hate that. You know what I'm gonna start your apartment fire with? A Molotov cocktail with that shirt in it.
Yeah. What
Just
else?
so I don't have to see that again.
Yeah, I guess no. Like everything's replaceable though. That's what you kind of realize.
Yeah.
If you like don't like attach emotion to things, you can replace anything.
Yeah, but then you
Things, people.
people. Yeah, I get the people thing. I understand the people thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and things, I think at some level
But
are
I
even
think,
less
like,
than people.
No, there's nothing less than people. I anchor an attachment to a time and a place that I enjoy. No,
I don't.
oh no way, man, dude. Memory bank, that's the best. That's why I don't like taking pictures.
Yeah, but like I hope my brain comes with me when my house is on fire. I'll remember.
Yeah, but
stuff.
there'll be a time where your brain, that's definitely going. You're going right down. You're gonna get some sort of dementia if you don't already have it already.
I definitely do.
Yeah, like if we're gonna walk in one day, Killian's just gonna be chewing on his slipper or something.
Yeah.
But it's like that to me. Like I want the imperfection of the memory, because like when you pull memories back up,
They're not the same.
They're not the same,
Yeah.
but they're exactly what they should be because they're
Yeah.
what you pulled up.
They're the part of it that you wanted to remember.
Right. So like when I have things that I anchored, like everything I have, I know where I was when I got it, and it's something that I keep because I like that anchor. No? No way. I think, yeah, like the shirt, I know where I got these shorts, these shoes.
Oh no, I know what I take with me. I got this picture, this like etching of these two owls.
stupid.
These two owls
it.
ice skating, and they're wearing rat necklaces. It's my favorite fucking piece of art on the face of the earth.
Explain how you came across it.
I follow this Instagram account called Public Domain, and it's basically that it's this place in New York City, and they just house all kinds of art forever. And they posted this picture on their Instagram account one day, and it was these two like Slavic-looking owls on these homemade skates, and they had rat necklaces, and they're holding hands. And I went like, that's probably the greatest picture I've ever seen. So then I bought it.
One question: how does an owl look Slavic?
The
What
way-
is a rat necklace?
The way they're dressed and a rat necklace.
So they were they were like in a deep squat hacking a dart with an Adidas tracksuit on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And then a rat necklace is just a little rope with a rat tied to it.
Oh, so literally there's
Rat
a rat
necklace.
around their neck.
Yeah. That's the best thing I've ever seen. That is definitely, now that we say it, exactly what I take. I hold more attachment to this rat necklace photo than anything in my life.
Does that just embody your nihilism?
I think it's just, I always look at it and go, that's me.
You are two ice skating owls with rats around their necks.
Yeah.
I don't think that's not fair. I think that's inaccurate.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like just devoiding, like separating the emotion from things,
From life.
I guess.
Yeah, then I think there's a box and a gravesite for you waiting if you want to do
Probably.
that. That's a terrible idea. That doesn't sound fun.
It is though.
You're the Joker. You know that, right?
Like everything, I have fun. I have emotional attachment to people more than things.
I like the anchor. I like that like the ABC thing that John gave me.
Yeah.
That's in my pen case. I look at that every day. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I remember when John gave me that.
Yeah, I got stuff that's cool.
But
My house is on fire. I'm out.
That's all right.
Maybe these pants, because like I really like the way these pants fit.
Oh my god! But those can be replaced.
Maybe not though, man. You ever wear a nice pair of pants?
No,
They
I
cannot be
don't.
replaced.
I don't. I wear parachute pants and gym shorts all day. Oh, nice.
Articles of style, good fitting pair of pants, hard to come by.
Are those AOS pants?
No, I wish.
Oh, okay. Well,
Can't afford AOS pants. You kidding
Sure,
me?
you fucking can. You get $1,700 shoes on. You could buy a
Yes,
fucking
and that's
full
why I
suit.
can't afford the
Fair
pants.
enough. It's your own stupid problem.
Shoes and socks cost too much money. You can't afford good pants.
Yeah.
What would you do if you woke up tomorrow and you had like all the money in the world?
That sounds paralyzing to me.
What do you mean? Like if you were Yeezy, like this is what I always think.
Oh God.
Like, you know, you got them rocking the fucking dumb foam things and the champions with the sweatpants tucked into the socks.
But the more money you have, the less things mean anything. Because there's no sacrifice. Like when something's
Hold on.
really
You're not. Yeah, let's talk about that. We work on the internet. You're not out in fucking Freetown harvesting blood diamonds. Like,
No,
what
but I mean,
sacrifice?
but that's why now I think things hold way less value than they did before to me. Like if I bought something expensive before, I was like, oh fuck, like I'm gonna buy this thing and not eat for a few weeks, and it better be worth like not eating lunch.
Was it?
Probably not.
Like your truck. I remember you had a sick truck.
yeah, I had a sick truck.
Yeah, your truck was sick.
That thing
you know
was
what's not
worth
sick?
it.
When you take your fucking Uber here, it takes an extra 15, 20 minutes.
Dude, it's the worst.
That sucks.
No, the truck was, and that's the one thing that I wish I had
Really?
was that truck. But like,
What's stopping you?
it's not conducive in downtown Toronto, man.
Oh, man. I don't.
The only time I ever need a vehicle is when we do this fucking podcast.
Which is like 3 times a week.
And then every time we don't do this, I'm glad I don't have a car.
Fair enough.
Because walking around is way easier in the city.
Ugh,
But
I'm so
yeah,
glad
I think
over
it's
here.
like things mean more when like it takes more of you to have them. If I had all the money in the world, I think everything would become unentertaining.
Really?
Because I'd be like, oh, I'll just buy all of the Jordans.
But what about from an experience standpoint? Like I like doing dumb things.
Oh yeah,
buying
if
dumb
I had all the
things.
money in the world, I'd probably just lavishly travel nonstop for the rest of my life until the money ran out.
That's fair. All right, I can get behind that.
Then I'd
Mondo?
probably like just wear a white t-shirt and gray pants.
Which is the ultimate like West Coast rich.
Yeah.
That's what like such a California rich move.
Yeah.
It's like, how can I make it look like I have no money when I have all the money? London bank account $1 million tomorrow. Go.
Oh, just $1 million? Or
No,
can we go to
sorry.
unlimited?
I'm like,
$1 million, dude, that's nothing. I've
Yeah.
already spent that by the
Yeah.
time you finish that sentence.
I don't know what's Yeezy worth. Let's use him as our benchmark.
I don't know. $300 million.
Couple $100 million.
Let's find out. Well, yeah. On paper, probably that much.
Dude, I struggle with this because I've looked up some people where I actually know their net worth, and this is way off always. It's like networth.com. Yo, no.
Can't be a
1.8
billionaire.
bills?
I don't think he
Well,
could possibly be a billionaire.
Is that is he
Probably.
still married to that? What's their chick?
Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
No, they split up.
Oh, did they?
Shoot your shot 2021. What's that article from? He's now officially a billionaire 2020?
Forbes?
But that billionaire thing is always off, man. They always say somebody's a billionaire.
Look
but
at
they're
this
not.
moron. What is he
Wow, look at all
doing?
the shoes.
God, he sucks. He's the worst.
I mean,
How much do you think he's actually designing this?
how much do you think Elon Musk designs anything?
Probably more than Kanye.
No, I'd say it's about the same.
No way.
I think they both stand there and dictate to some guy who knows what he's fucking talking about.
Absolutely not.
Well, it's like the Steve Jobs things, right? Like
it's not though, because Musk is actually an engineer.
True. He is.
Yeah, but that
Jobs is
doesn't
a
mean
guy
he
in a
knows how to do
garage.
any of the things that he does. Like you could be what kind of engineer? Let's look up Elon Musk. What kind of engineer is he?
I would like to know what Kanye West
Electrical
is.
engineer is not a mechanical engineer. So what is he?
What is he?
Wikipedia, where are we at here?
Because I'm telling you, I don't think he does dick at Tesla.
I think he does way more than Yeezy.
I think you just like Elon Musk.
No, I just think Yeezy's stupid and Musk is at least
What's
intelligent.
his degree in?
I don't
He
even
has
know.
a degree in economics and physics. Fuck me, he's an engineer.
Physics.
Yeah, but that doesn't
Look
make
at-
you an engineer.
Just
You have a degree
Google
in
search and go
physics.
right to the source. Go, hey, is Elon Musk an engineer?
But no, because you can call yourself chief engineer and not be an engineer.
But I'm
What's
trying
his
to get to the
degree
bottom
in?
of this.
I'm
Is
telling
Elon
you,
Musk Canadian?
He's a business person. He just gets everybody to do everything.
No, well, that's true because he is like CEO, but I think he's close.
Doesn't have an engineering degree.
There we go.
I stand corrected. I still think he does more.
No, he
than-
doesn't do any engineering, and he's gone on record and said that. He hires people that know what they're talking about. He's a futurist. He goes, you know what would be cool if we did this? And then he brings together a bunch of people that know how to do
I
it.
think he's closer to being able to speak the language of the engineer than Yeezy is to speaking English.
The language of fashion? I think anybody can speak the language of fashion.
No. Hey, I want to make these things that look like we exhumed them from a site in the middle of.
Yeah.
No. Those things look like they were found by a paleontologist.
Yeah, he describes that to somebody who can draw, and that guy
I
draws
don't
it.
even think he described it. I think there's like a private equity firm or Adidas. Is that who he's with? I think Adidas
Yeah.
brings this and goes like, all right, everyone, we're gonna give Jim a frontal lobotomy, and then he's gonna draw some shoes, and we're gonna take it to Kanye. But what do you think? And then he'll just not care and say yes.
But at the end of the day, both these guys are probably effectively doing the same thing, right?
No,
Just tossing their brand on it.
no, I think Elon is much more at the heart of the decision-making process that goes on in his company. Where
Sounds like
Kanye-
implicit bias. I think you just like Elon.
No, I like
'Cause it's
Elon because
sciencey.
because you even admitted he's furthering the progress of the human race.
Yeah, okay, but I don't think he does more at Tesla than Yeezy does at Yeezy.
Absolutely, he does.
How?
Because there's more to be done. How long? Okay, how long does it take to approve the foam Alzheimer's slipper versus how long does it take to approve?
He's not an engineer. He does no real approval of anything. It would be a design approval. He'd go, yeah, looks good. Get someone who knows what they're talking about.
But here's the thing. It's like there's so many more moving parts to a car than that slipper.
But that
right?
doesn't matter, though, because he's CEO. He's just the guy who does profit and loss for the company and says, oh, that looks like a good idea. Go for it. See if it works. Get this other team of people who know what they're talking about. He, by
But that,
definition,
like-
knows nothing about what he does.
I don't think that's true. But
He's-
he needs to have a say on the steering wheel. He needs to have a say on the fucking.
On how it looks. He doesn't know how
Sure,
anything
but like
works.
that's you think Yeezy's going like, yeah, I think the curve by the heel should
Yeah,
be a little. No,
probably.
absolutely not. He's busy locking himself in the fucking stadium, pretending to rap.
They both do the same job for their brand.
don't.
They approve the design of it. But this guy knows no more of what goes into the car than Yeezy knows of what goes into the shoe.
Absolutely, he does.
How? He has a business degree.
and physics.
Which is nothing
That goes
in the real
away.
world.
Get out of here. Nothing in the real world. It only explains the phenomenon of the real world.
It doesn't explain how cars work.
Physics? Physics principles will absolutely explain how
The
a car
practicality of building a car.
works. Oh my god. I don't get why you're so pro Yeezy.
I'm not pro Yeezy. I'm not pro Musk. But I'm saying you're saying that this guy has more to do with a company in which he's not an engineer. He's nothing of anything that could approve anything.
Right, but he has more of a technical background in understanding the complexities that go into what is a much more complex system.
Theoretical background, not technical background.
But Yeezy
He
has
a
no
physics degree.
background in anything.
It's a shoe. What background do you need?
I don't know, something in fashion, something in design. Rather than it's like we've all driven cars,
Okay.
right? Are you as qualified to make the decisions on Tesla as he is?
100%.
You're an idiot.
How would I not be?
Insane, because you don't
He
know.
has a theoretical physics degree, and you're talking about the technical build of a car.
Dude, absolutely not. So you think, are you as qualified to make decisions? I think you're more qualified to make decisions for the Yeezy than you are to make for the Tesla.
I think I'm qualified for both because I would like to know exactly what decisions he makes outside of, yeah, I like the way that looks, and that's the thing I dreamed of it doing.
Really? and I don't know the day to day. I just think
This is Elon Musk. Hey, man, do you think we could power a car with batteries and make it look cool and have a big computer in it? And then a bunch of really smart people went, yeah, we can do that. And then he waited for them to come up with it. And they went, does this look good to you? And he went, that checks all the boxes here.
I don't think that's an accurate depiction of his level of involvement in the company.
100%.
No. Thoughts?
I'm with Killian on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone would be with me because he doesn't know anything about what he's talking about.
I've seen CEOs do things, and it's more similar to what Killian's saying, and the fact that they have these ideas, and or they might not have the exact idea. They come with a loose, like, hey, can you guys do this for me? And then the engineers are like, no. And then they say, okay, let me get a new engineer. And then they find somebody who's going to do their shit. Whereas with Kanye, even just his music, like when he's in control of what he's doing, like you see videos of him like, no, I'm not using that kick. No, I'm not using that snare. Like this has to be this. He pulled out songs off the radio, re-released them with Timbaland's like drums on them because he didn't like the way they sounded. So to that degree, he's probably lost more. Like Adidas wasn't his first person he went to. I think it was, yeah. And I think Puma was in there. I think there was like a bunch of people and they were like, we'll take it from here, Kanye. And then he was like, no, I want to fucking actually do this. So I think, I don't know for sure, but I think that he has more. And like even just when he was in Chicago, he would spend money on just ridiculous fashion, like ridiculous clothes, ridiculous shoes.
Look at the St. Pablo tour. Look at Donda. Like he's the creative director of these immense spectacles, like his listening party. Where like if we're talking about like apples to apples of Elon's industry versus Kanye's industry, Kanye actually physically manipulates the things that go into what Kanye is. Elon, again, doesn't physically build these cars, doesn't pick the components of the car, and that would be a poor decision as a CEO to be the guy who does all the work.
No, I agree.
His job would be hire the best people and sit in his office and think of a new thing. Like there's no way he's also the Tesla engineer and also the Neuralink guy. He's neither. He's the guy who went, how about a computer in your brain?
Right.
And then he was like, who knows about brain computers? And then brought brain computer people in.
So I think Kanye West, when you bring up the idea of like spending bank in Chicago or like the Donda or like the police thing, I think of him as like Richie Rich. Like he's a kid with a credit card with an unlimited balance.
That's what Elon is in the tech world though.
Yeah, except Elon's the guy who owns the bank account. Not that West doesn't own the bank account, but I feel like West's decisions are just this. The success of his decisions are just based off of this weird slipstream in the universe that he seems to have fallen through.
But again, like that's almost like Tesla.
But no, like so. Here's the thing: when Brain Guy comes in, Musk has a much closer comprehension to what Brain Guy is talking about from a computer standpoint than when someone comes in and be like, hey, like we need to manufacture these here and this is our cost of goods sold and this is like how much this raw material costs and we could use this synthetic
as
from
a
this.
CEO, you don't need to know that. You need to know the people that know that best.
Right. I think at that level, if we're dealing with public figures of that notoriety, those things self-select. Right? Like I don't think hiring talent when you're that person is difficult.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I think they both have a relative impact on what they do to the same degree. I don't think Elon's the guy turning knobs, man. That guy's not touching anything.
Absolutely not. And I agree because both companies are, although I don't know if Tesla's ever made money, although their stock price is crazy.
Elon Musk is an incredible business person.
Right.
I don't have respect for him in terms of science because he doesn't do any science.
But I think he understands.
But I don't think he does.
Okay, well, I know engineers who go into his office when I lived in the Valley, and they're like, it's terrifying. Because like the textbooks that you've read in your PhD, he's also read and understands.
Yeah, but to what degree of that is, again, the camera pointing up at somebody? If you go to be an engineer at the biggest emerging company in tech, and if you're the guy who gets fired from Tesla,
right,
you're not going to get hired by anybody else who makes electric cars.
Right, but I just think like if you go into if you know your shit and you get hired because you know your shit and your boss also knows your shit, like it's not like they're walking in dictating terms.
I think it's easy to know a lot about the only thing you need to know versus be the guy who needs to know about everything and then figure out the one thing. Like Elon only needs to know enough relative science about the thing he's interested in.
But dude,
that engineer who walks in the office had to know everything about his engineering discipline and then figure out what Tesla wanted. Elon had to go like electric cars and only read about electric cars.
But
Other
not
dude had
just
to know
exits.
everything.
But it's not just that, because it's electric cars, then it's batteries, then it's battery cells, then it's like fucking plant design, then it's robotics, and then it's fucking the Boring Company and shit like that, digging into the fucking
But
ground.
also, it's like the same idea as Joe Rogan looks like an expert on everything for the 45 minutes he talks to an expert on something, but he doesn't know outside of it. It's like, again, like somebody walks into Elon's office. Elon's talked to thousands of other people about this already and pulled together, you know, this aggregate of information from other people. Like, how much of that is his understanding, or the fact that he brought together in a room a lot of people who understood it and was able to take all of the bullet points of what he needed to know?
But I don't think the Rogan thing holds water, because Rogan will continuously on record go, I'm an idiot. Like, he goes, I know nothing about this.
Yeah,
Where
but
it's like,
Elon has gone on record and said he doesn't know anything about anything. He just hires smart people who do.
but I think that's a humble flex on Elon's behalf. And
Again, this is hard implicit bias right now.
No, but it's like Rogan is a cage fighting commentator. No shade against Rogan.
And this guy has a business degree and a physics degree that we don't. But it could be a bachelor's in physics.
All right, man. I feel like you have more of an axe to grind with Elon than I have with Kanye.
I don't have an axe to grind with either. I'm just grinding with this implicit bias that this guy's some kind of genius, which I really don't think he is.
You think it's a level playing field between Yeezy and Elon Musk?
In their respective fields, yes. I don't think Kanye West is a physics major, and I don't think Elon Musk is any more a scientist.
Right, but I don't think Elon Musk is a designer. Or sorry, I don't think Kanye West is a designer.
100% a designer.
What does it take to be a designer? Versus but I can go on Printful right now and print a bunch of bullshit T-shirts and put them up on Dropship.
Sure, you design them. No one's going to buy them.
All right, but
Yeezy,
you don't think?
Yeezy designed a bunch of stuff that people bought, so he obviously gets it.
But no, he gets music,
and he gets design.
No, that's a byproduct. It's a byproduct based off of his notoriety.
No, because there's tons of artists and celebrities who have brands that flop, but Yeezy's fashion brand has stood alone to the height of his music brand, separate from one another.
But I think as a consequence of one, because there's okay. So
but that is what fashion is, though.
How many artists do you think are on Yeezy's level?
You think there's a level to fashion that has to make more sense or be smarter than understanding marketing and creating a fear around not getting it.
I don't think I don't think any of that was consciously driven. I think it was driven as a byproduct of his popularity as a musician.
But that's all. That's what fashion is.
How many musicians are on Yeezy's level?
Tons.
Tons?
Yeah.
No, dude. He's up in gross popularity, and like in the idea that, you know, Coca-Cola is one of the most well-known brands in the world. Like Drake is probably one of the most well-known. Jay-Z is probably one of the most well-known.
Jay-Z had a shoe brand that did abysmally. Was it Sean Carter? Reebok Sean Carter's were the ugliest shoes and never sold.
Right, but what about doesn't he have like another clothing company?
Have we heard of it? I don't know what it is.
Isn't it like,
that's how great it is.
What's Rockaware?
Oh yeah, Rockaware, abysmal. Not a fashion brand. That's a hip-hop brand.
But they don't sell clothing?
Yeah, but not to the height of Yeezy outside of people who want to wear Rockaware clothing.
How much is it worth?
Annual sales of 700 million.
Yo, 700
no,
mil?
But are you talking about economic? But you're talking about economic success versus fashion success. That's two different things.
Define the difference.
Something being, like you're saying, people being on Kanye's level in terms of music,
right,
doesn't necessarily mean his success as a musician as much as it means his success like critically. Yeezy is a critically acclaimed fashion brand. People would respect it from a fashion sense. No one respects Rockaware from a fashion sense.
Sorry, that people don't respect that fucking sandal.
Yeah, they do.
People are no. My argument is that I like so my argument is that the success of Yeezy is as a brand, as a fashion brand, is directly correlated to the success of Yeezy as an artist. I'm saying that Yeezy as an artist, his level of fame, is very difficult to attain, and only few people have done it. I meant Jay, Yeezy, Drake. All three of these have successful clothing brands.
Well, Rockaware is also Damon Dash, and Rockaware is also Rockefeller Records. Like, there's a lot more that goes into like how Rockaware became successful and for how long.
Okay, but Yeezy is also Adidas, which is like, talk about the major upper hand in the fashion game, is having a company that's been around forever.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing because you're backed into a corner, and I'm proving my point.
No, it's not, because you're talking about the economic success of a fashion brand. Like, we could go to whatever Walmart's house brand of clothes is.
George, I wear it all the time.
And it probably is up there with the rest of these. Are we going to say fucking George is the same as Yeezy?
But are we
because
saying that
dollars and
Walmart-
cents are the same? No.
But are we saying that Walmart got there because of their acuity around fashion? Or are we saying that Walmart was there because they became a household name first? What came first, Walmart the store or
But
Walmart
that's not what
the
I'm
apparel?
saying. Yeezy's success non-economically is based on the fact it's respected as this emerging fashion brand that changes the way we look
But
at fashion.
it's only that because of the notoriety of Kanye.
No.
If you started Yeezy, if you made the dumb
but
foam
you're
runner,
discounting what makes fashion fashion.
which is what?
Exclusivity.
Right, and exclusivity starts from the fact that this guy is so world renowned. So let me pose a mental thought, a mental argument for you, or just an exercise. You come up with the foam runner.
Okay.
You come up with whatever else Yeezy has sold. Does you selling it make it as popular a brand as Kanye West?
Of course not.
Right. Then why is what I'm saying not true?
Because they can both be this. They can both be true, but you're just neglecting part of it.
What part am I neglecting?
But I'm saying they can both be true. Like Yeezy can be as successful as it is because of Kanye. It can at the exact same time be successful in spite of Kanye.
Okay, so maybe let's play this out from the other end. Rather than you being the designer of the foam runner, imagine Kanye removes himself from the Yeezy brand. There's a public dissociation but Adidas has some sort of contractual rights to the brand and the foam runner. Kanye denounces his association with the Yeezy brand. Does it hold up?
I think it'll still hold up for a while. It can't hold up the same because you're going to lose the crowd that supports Kanye first.
Which is what I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying is no one fucking wears Rockaware. That
700 million people.
And all of those people listen to Rockefeller Records.
Okay.
People wear Yeezys that don't give a fuck about Kanye West.
But why do people listen to Rockefeller Records?
Because they like
Jay.
No, because they like hip hop music, and they just wear an emerging hip hop brand like Carl Canny, like Pepe jeans, like fucking
Never heard of them.
Puff Daddy's clothing line. What the fuck was that called?
Probably not good.
No idea.
But Sean John,
Yeah,
Sean John, terrible.
Fubu, all these people are gonna wear these brands because it's synonymous with the subgenre and culture that they're a part of.
Right.
But Yeezy is going to cross into other streams. Rich old white dudes are buying Yeezys
Because rich old white dudes are listening to Kanye.
No, they're not. They're buying them because they're cool. Because somebody was like, hey, if you wear these shoes, they're going to be cool. They're going to wear Yeezys.
Someone please send a candid photo of a rich white dude wearing those fucking...
Dude,
phone.
1,000%.
I can guarantee you we can find more rich white dudes who are not the primary demographic of Yeezy's
They don't have to be the primary demographic. I'll tell you the primary demographic is Chinese kids who live in Toronto. A bunch of hype beasts who buy Supreme and buy Yeezys and just show up to the store and buy every size they have and just put them in their closet. But again, like this brand lives outside of just people who listen to Kanye West. Rockaware does not live outside of people who listen to rap music.
I think absolutely it does.
No, it does not.
I think,
Nobody wears Rockaware that doesn't like rap music.
Yeah, I think it does because I think it's probably priced to a demographic that fits a market that it's being implanted into. I think those businesses find the product market fit better than Yeezy does.
No.
But Yeezy is just so synonymous. Like Drake has OVO, Jay has Rockaware, Yeezy has Yeezy. What other artists have cross-pollinated their popularity to apparel?
Nobody. It falls flat because it sucks.
I don't even.
Why does nobody wear Rockaware? Because it
they
sucks.
sell $700 million.
But nobody outside of that genre. That's the thing. If Yeezy was only selling to people who liked Yeezy, only people who listen to Kanye would wear Yeezys. But that's entirely not true.
You're gonna get way more people that listen to.
People only wear OVO that listen to Drake.
I don't think that's
it
true.
Doesn't stand alone as a fashion outside of that.
I don't think Yeezy does either.
Yes, it does. Tons of people that don't listen to Kanye wear Yeezy. It's just a fashion brand.
I think more people listen to Yeezy than you think.
Not to the same degree.
I don't know. I think that Kanye's proclivity as a marketer is just in spite of what he does within fashion. I think
But that's because you don't get it. Because you wear high top shoes and long shorts. You can't discuss your proclivity around fashion.
But dude, you wear fucking gray pants and a black shirt and a 5-panel hat and $1,700 shoes. I own everything that you're wearing right now.
But
other than the dumb hat.
This is fashion.
Oh my God, get over yourself.
Dude,
Fuck
get
you.
Dan, get Treb on here.
Hey?
Get Treb, get Wes on here.
Yeah, but look, I could wear that. I own those. Like, I own everything you're wearing.
Okay. You could, but you don't.
Right, but I own it and I could wear it. When I wear it, am I going to embody the mind of someone who gets it?
No,
like,
but why do you wear it?
What?
Like, why do you own it? Because it makes sense.
Because I go out and I hired a guy to tell me to wear it.
And he gets fashion.
Right.
There you go.
But okay, so if we had Trep and Wes on here, you think they would back you as far as
1,000%?
Come on, right
I will bet 1,000 USD.
Okay.
1,000 USD to you, sir, that Treb will back me on this.
That
Treb will have my
Yeezy
back.
knows fashion. Done. We'll exchange cash on the podcast.
Great.
I will have. You think Dan Trepanier of Articles of Style? Then you just didn't listen to our last podcast. That he knows fashion.
Yeah.
That Yeezy knows fashion.
It doesn't
Hey,
have to.
what should I buy with my $1,000?
But that's the thing, though. It
I'm
doesn't
gonna buy
Yeezys.
something and hang it over his
Buy
side
some
of the
Yeezys.
podcast.
But it doesn't have to be Trep's fashion. It doesn't have to be Wes's fashion. It doesn't have to be your fashion.
Oh, so now he's laying down the parameters.
No, but that is the whole point. Like, me and Wes do not dress anything alike. But me and Wes's brother dress almost exactly the same.
Okay.
Wes has no respect, like no mutual understanding or respect for that. Like, he doesn't like that way of dressing.
Right.
But he gets that is a look.
Okay.
Like, people, that is a style of dress.
All right.
That is acceptable
and
in
me?
fashion.
Mind you that I'm going to
Yours
train.
is acceptable nowhere where they don't sell protein.
But I'm going to
and
train
loaded
after this.
darts, dude. Like,
I love it. But I'm going to train after this. Like,
Yeah,
this is
sure,
not.
but
Like,
what
if I had to, I don't dress up for this.
No.
I don't have to change to go train. You
I
have
don't-
To,
I
you
don't
have to
dress
change.
up for this.
You have to change to go train.
yeah, but I always change to train. I don't show up anywhere in my gym clothes.
But it's a gym. It's in a gym. We're fucking 10 feet away.
Okay, cool. It's a gym
I'm
when
gonna
I'm in here.
I'm gonna start flexing on you in the fact. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna start looking good on the
Dude,
podcast.
do
it.
And then you can't say, because your point at me is like, you don't know fashion because I dress like this, which well played. But it's like, I don't have to dress like this. I dress like this because I'm going to fucking lift weights after this.
Yeah, but it's not something you inherently know. Like, you call Wes and you're like, dude, what should I wear? Or you ask me like, what shoes are cool, which is fine. But that's what I'm saying. It's like to look at Yeezy and be like, oh, this guy's no fashion. This is only successful because of him. It's like not entirely true. And it's to just be like the Hyundai Genesis is a shit car compared to a Mustang because you like muscle cars and you don't like Hyundai Genesis cars. It's like, no, it's inherently great at what they do. Entirely different disciplines.
I think defining the criteria of what knowing fashion is, like, I think Trap obviously knows fashion because he's studied it, he's lived it, he's worked it. Where Yeezy was an artist that just put clothes on.
How did he not study it? Why do you have to go to school to study something?
No, but it's like Yeezy has not taken a tape measure to an inseam ever in his life.
Yeah, but there's fashion design and there's fashion. Like, you can understand fashion by just like things that are in fashion is simply understanding like what is going on at a specific time and places to understand fashion.
I get what you're saying.
Like, if
I
you
don't
rolled
agree
up,
with you, but I get what you're saying.
if you wore baggy jeans and G-Unit shoes right now, that would not be cool anywhere in the world.
Right.
But if you rolled up with G-Unit kicks on and some baggy jeans and like a fucking embroidered like wife beater on in 2004, fire.
Yeah.
But that is fashion. It's understanding like the time and place that exists and what is going on in the world.
I don't know. I think Yeezy, and I don't like giving him this credit, and we'll soon wrap this, but like, I think he's in a position, and maybe this is the ultimate meta fashion, is where he can just put stuff out and people will wear it.
Yeah.
Which is like, that to me is not it.
I think that's fashion in general, though, right? Like,
but there's a time. So when we had Trep on,
didn't he say like it's how ridiculous you can look with it still working?
No, but he was talking about more like the timelessness of it, which is why I think I'm a G Note richer, is because Trep is like, there's something that, because I talked about like hypey stuff. I'm like, I like the signaling about the shoes and being like, yo, I'm gonna wear these. You know, you wear those joints, and some guy who knows what those are, be like, yo, this this guy's legit. Like he's signaling to that community, where Trep is like more the universal language of, you know, looking good. So someone's grandmother thinks that you're well dressed and handsome, and some young chick thinks that you're hot. Like that's how he defined fashion to me. Where it's like, and I was kind of coming at it from your angle, where it's like, if you can make something high, like Virgil Abloh, it's like, I shouldn't know who this guy's name is, but someone told me what Off-White was, and I saw these stupid tags on these shoes that I couldn't afford, and I was like, well, those would be cool. And then, so I was more like of your influence. I think Kanye's at a point where he's so synonymous because of his music, because I think now his like ex-wife's fame, for whatever reason she was famous, that he can start to dictate trends.
Yeah, but that's being the front runner. Someone has to do it first, right? You have to be the front runner in fashion. Like there used to be all these high fashion houses, right? Like Gucci, Versace, Armani, and these guys would front run something that no one had ever done.
Yeah.
Kanye is essentially the contemporary version of someone front running someone and doing exactly that. Like, what is the most ludicrous thing I can do without getting shut down?
Yeah.
And if that's the foam runner, and if it works, if it ends up on people's feet, that might not be Trep's fashion, but that's essentially what high fashion is.
Interesting.
Yeah, Articles of Style is his vibe, is what he's trying to do. Like he wants you to have clothes that you can wear in 5 or 6 years.
Right.
When he was like talking about there being that Gucci, Versace, they want you to buy clothes every single year.
But he also said that there's a sustainability to some of their pieces that are in fact timeless. And that's really the cornerstone, which I think is like, and that's where I kind of double down, is Yeezy has no timelessness. It's completely transient.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's in one year, out the other. Like it's the foam runner next year. But it's a planned obsolescence, not even the planned obsolescence. It's just like the obsolescence of the thought process.
But I think there are like elements of Yeezy or elements of, you know, Jordan or Off-White that, like, as much as there's like this outer ring of things that will fall away, there'll be a timelessness of Yeezy. Like I don't like Yeezys. Again, like, let's disclaimer, I don't like Kanye. And I don't really like Yeezys. I like these foam runners, that's it. But it's like the Yeezy, what is it, the 721 that everybody wears?
Yeah.
The one that John has?
Yeah.
Those are timeless.
You think?
People have worn those for almost a decade, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those things
I look
came
at
out
those, and I think those are timeless.
Sure.
Like, and I don't even like the ones, but those are timeless. Like, those are pieces.
Yeah.
Right. But those were also, to a certain degree, made to last. Like, I see Yeezys, and they have like the fucking side of the print that's always faded on the fabric. That's not. So that's, I think. I mean, you got to project that timelessness in the way that you make it. Like, it's such a fast fashion design that's like, look, this is gonna hit for a season, maybe 2, but next spring, like, we're gonna have a whole new thing. And like, just as the interest in that fashion of seasons past goes away, so does the actual quality of the product itself, right? Like those, like, yeah, you don't crease them, those are gonna be joints for fucking ever. Yeah, but I think you wear like the Yeezys out one day, and the side fucking text on them is gone. And I think that speaks to me in the sense of how much thought has really gone into it. How much do you really care about like the fashion? And again, like, I understand how I dress. I've purchased 0 things on me right now.
It's great.
I was responsible for the buying of none of these clothes. But like, I think of those and be like, yes, those are classic, right? Those are something you could wear those with a fucking tuxedo.
But that's the thing. Like, there'll always be things that are classic, and there'll always be things that are still fashionable because they're just like
but there's just the in between.
Yeah, but I think like everyone's gonna miss sometimes. But it's like, if you can land the few things, like, you can still be a front runner to how things look.
Do you think Kanye will go down as one of the Mount Rushmores in like hip hop music?
Yes.
Okay. Now, based off of his influence or based off of his actual abilities?
Well, Kanye started as a much more celebrated producer than he did even like face to audience, like rapper personality himself, right? Like, he produced one of my favorite albums of all time, like Down and Out with Cameron. He worked behind the scenes with Jay-Z to a huge extent. And then he obviously like just transitioned in front of the microphone and has this massive personality. I think Kanye's missed more times as a rapper than he's succeeded as a rapper. But again, he's been able to like hold down these moments where he was at the top where people can't not celebrate anything he does.
Yeah, he's such an interesting. I always think of the T Swift thing, where he just came up, like, swiped the mic. It's just, I don't know. He's interesting for sure. Like, I don't think I could talk for an hour about another hip hop artist.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, it kind of comes back to what you said, like remembering how you remember things. Is like when you look at that Mount Rushmore of hip hop artists or even hip hop fashion, whenever somebody looks back on it, Yeezy will be a part of hip hop fashion forever. He'll be a part of mainstream fashion.
Right.
Because Yeezy has definitely influenced in huge ways all kinds of fashion, like the reemergence of blank apparel, like people just buying oversized black hoodies. That's because Yeezy wears a bunch of faded oversized black hoodies and like his like derelict clothing line. But it's like, it's going to come down to people remember the highest highs and the lowest lows. They don't remember the middle ground.
Right.
And I think that's what fashion truly becomes. Like, there's classic, and then there's the most outrageous thing ever.
Yeah, I don't think that it's hard to parse out the genius from it, the marketing side, from the magnitude and frequency of exposure. He's been exposed to the public eye more than any other artist of all time for reasons outside of his music.
And doesn't that sound like the greatest idea ever if you want to be successful?
But it doesn't necessarily make you an artist. I mean, I will, and so here's, I'll peel that back a little bit. I think that marketing is an art form in the 20th century.
Yes,
I don't
100%.
think it is the art form of the 21st century. I think that written and spoken word are still much more like precious art forms, in the sense that when they are done well, they're done better than other art forms. Like, marketing is, it's new, and I understand all the points you're making, but I just think, like, the level, like, one of his claims to fame is who he married.
Yeah, great. Smart.
Yeah, but that's not how I'm making my decisions.
So I had this conversation the other day, especially when it comes to music. Like, all musicians that are successful are simply vehicles for some older dude with more money to make more money through them.
Who makes more money than Yeezy off Yeezy?
The guy who owns the record company.
Does he not own the record company?
But before I'm just saying musicians.
I think he's with Columbia. I don't know if.
Yeah.
I don't,
Okay,
he
but
may
there's
own a
no
portion
way
of it,
that
but-
like whoever owns Columbia, like Columbia as a collective, might gross more than Kanye. But there's no way that Kanye now doesn't make more than whoever's the CEO of Columbia.
No, but my point being is that people can't seem to separate the money-making machine from the artist.
Right.
And a lot of times they attribute what an artist does as something like creative and outside in isolation, outside of marketing and outside of a team of other people making them do a thing they do.
You could say the same thing about sports.
Same thing about sports, same thing about movies. So I don't see the art that other people see because I don't see it untethered from a money-making machine.
I got you.
So if you want to be the greatest artist of all time, you better be the fucking greatest marketer. Because Drake doesn't write his own music.
Right.
Why is he the greatest rapper? Because he's the greatest money-making machine in the industry he exists in. Right. But that's the thing. So I can't look at somebody and go like, oh, this guy's such a fucking great musician. Because he's not.
Right.
Because there's some other dude being like, you get back in the booth and you do it this way.
Yeah. Like boxers.
Just
I
like
think of
boxers. It's
right?
the exact same industry. Like Lundy would know this too. And like music production, it's like, I had a best friend whose dad worked for EMI.
Shit.
And when Alexis on Fire got really big, he got a memo. And he was told to sign every band that sounded or looked like Alexis on Fire, regardless of how good they were. And he drove around Southern Ontario and he gave everybody a record deal. He brought them all into the studio. They all made an EP. And then he took all the CDs and put them on a shelf and gave everybody the finger and signed them. And they could never make another record until they released them. And then Alexis on Fire blew up. As great as Alexis on is, shout out to them. Friends with a bunch of them. But they did it to make the one person successful by canceling the rest of the market. So you can't look at somebody, and this goes to like right now, this rise in like support behind like Meg Thee Stallion and like all these female rappers, and this idea of like female empowerment through like you know, like celebrating like how hot they look or whatever. But it's like, don't forget there's a really old white dude in an office making that person put that costume on and do that dance thing.
I love to think about that when people play that WAP song. It's like, way to, because obviously it's, to me, it's so far afield from the actual point of women empowerment.
And even if it was, there's an old white dude going like, approved.
Nice. Yeah, good
Here's
job,
$1 million.
Yeah, I'm going to take 9.
Like in the age of streaming music, where no one makes any money. Like J. Cole references it on his last album. It's like J. Cole can make millions off of CD and touring. If you stream songs, you make like 100 G's.
Yeah.
So how does every rapper have an AP on their wrist? Because there's an old white dude at the record label who really wants them to have the AP.
Right.
And he's like, I'm going to need you to take this money and go buy a lot of ridiculous things for me.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes you successful. So I can't separate like the art in that way from the money-making machine because it's solely just a vehicle of making money for someone who isn't the artist.
And I think then the art comes from building the machine.
Correct.
Right. I think we've come full circle. Because in that sense, I respect Kanye for building the machine. Right. Like to make the connections, to see the moves, like that chess game, whether he fell ass backwards into it or whether he, it's all like this behind the scenes sort of Machiavellian play. Yes. To build the machine to sell something that's stupid.
See?
Love it. Well, shit. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna fucking wrap. I want to go train. My face is melting. Subscribe, do all that stuff. I think people like it when we fight.
Probably do.
If you like it when the parents fight, let us know, and we'll argue about other shit. All right, cool. Thanks, Lundy.